beautiful fall day in Pittsburgh as we get ready for week 6 of college football. Virginia starts conference play today after struggling through the month of September against the toughest schedule in the nation. The ACC's top tackler hopes to get the Cavs back on the winning track against the Panthers today here in Pittsburgh. Pitt counters with one of college football's best receivers and a defense that held Virginia Tech last week to 100 total yards. Homecoming in Pittsburgh. First ACC game of the year for Virginia. The Pitt Panthers with a new coach, new confidence, new expectations. And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brand along with Dave Archer. Glad to have you along. You look at Virginia, it becomes a must-win. You've got a coach on the hot seat. You look at Pitt, they don't want to let down after that win over Virginia Tech last week down in Blacksburg, and it all starts with the Pitt defense.
Well, their head football coach, Pat Narduzzi, was considered one of the best defensive coordinators in college football. He brought his affinity for defensive football, and it was on display a week ago in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech. The Panthers dropped the hammer. 7 sacks. 3 interceptions, in fact, held Virginia Tech to just 100 yards of total offense, which is a career low for a Frank Beamer coach team. Now, when you talk about physical play, it's not just on the defensive side, it's on the offensive side. James Conner out of the game, will not play because of injury. Freshman Quadre Allison averaging over 100 yards a game. In fact, 122 a week ago against that defense of Virginia Tech.
Virginia quarterback Matt Johns has had a stock market type year, up and down.
Yeah, he has struggled at times. He's been great at times. It's been hot and cold for Matt Johns. They'll need a hot Matt Johns today. And the guy they'll get the football to is Taquan Mizell. Smoke, known to his teammates. Smoke Mizell is who Matt Johns will want to get the football to. Mizell is a guy that has multi-dimensional abilities. Now, he will run downhill. He'll carry that load a little bit more now that Kevin Parks is gone. But where Mizell hurts you the most is in the passing game. He leads all the nation's running backs in receiving. In fact, he has 2 100-yard receiving games. He is dynamic. Offensive coordinator Steve Fairchild will line him all over the place. Pitt, find number 4.
For more on the Pitt Panther offense, here's the third member of our team, Roddy Jones. Roddy.
You guys talked about Quadre Allison. Now, the guy that's going to be handing the ball off to him today is quarterback Nate Peterman. After transferring and graduating from Tennessee last year, came up to Pitt and has learned the offense quickly. It was his mastery of the offense and his ability to consistently drive the team down the field against Iowa that impressed Coach Pat Narduzzi and decided to go with Peterman over last year's starter, Chad Boydick. Now, we'll see both of those guys today, and no matter who's under center, they'll be looking for number 23, Tyler Boyd, one of the best receivers in the country, rewriting the Pitt record books, Arch.
Well, Roddy, that'll be one of the issues we watch today for Coach Narduzzi is how do you judge which quarterbacks in the game? Probably the hot hand gets the opportunity.
Virginia won the toss and elected to receive, or defer rather, so we'll get our first look at Tyler Boyd. ACC football is brought to you in HD by your local Tire Pros dealer. Win a VIP trip for 2 to the ACC Championship. Continental Tires at the TireProsSweepstakes.com. Dylan Sims to kick off. Here's Tyler Boyd, one of the most talented players in the country. He'll be playing on Sundays, and he loves playing here in Pittsburgh. Sims' kick goes into the end zone and out. That's ruled a touchback because it did hit in the end zone. Here are the impact players brought to you by Food Lion, Arch.
Artie Rowell, the center, is coming back off of injury, 19 career starts. He anchors the middle, makes all the calls up front. Excellent football player. Tyler Boyd, as Roddy mentioned, one of the most dynamic college football players. He's going to line up all over. They'll try to get him the ball in a lot of areas.
First down and 10 for the Panthers. Here, quarterback Peterman, number 4. Gives it to Allison for a big hole and a first down. Number 37, 6'2", 230-pound freshman. And he just rambles before Blandy makes the tackle.
Allison does a good job here. Just really good blocking straight ahead. Got a good block by the fullback straight ahead on Miser, the linebacker. He has really had a nice start to the year. Came in when James Conner went down in week 1. Had over 200 yards rushing, and he has not looked back. There's Nate Peterman, the young quarterback transfer from Tennessee. Only 4 career starts. This is his 5th career start today.
Play action. Peterman to throw his first pass of the game. Here comes pressure from the Cavaliers. Incomplete. It was intended for Olison out in the flat. He was the safety valve on that play, but absolutely nothing there. Defended well by the Cavaliers.
Well, this is a defense that's going to have to get after the quarterback. Micah Kaiser in at linebacker, just a sophomore learning to play the game, but an outstanding player. Talked to John Tenuta. He loves his ability to get after people, and what he loves about Quinn Blanding is he's all over the field. 103 tackles a year ago, already 152 career tackles, a big timer in the back end. Chad Wojtek checks in at quarterback.
Probably one of the best offensive players, Chad Wojtek. And there's nothing there that the Virginia Cavaliers are going to give them. The Wahoos swarm. Moore got there first, along with Kaiser.
This is a Virginia defense that needed to start fast. They've struggled to get out of the box quickly. Some of that has been because their offense has turned the football over. There's Mike Archer, coaches their linebackers. John Tenuta, the defensive coordinator in Virginia, two outstanding defensive football coaches. They've got a young football team, lost a lot of players off last year's team.
Nate Peterman comes back into the ball game along with Quadri Olison. Peterson looks, throws, has it complete, another Pitt first down. That's Holtz. Holtz still on his feet past the 40, down to the 36. Big J.P. Holtz, 6'4", 250-pound senior. Taken down by Blanding, but not until a gain of 28 yards.
So when you look at the tight ends for Pitt, it seems like all they do is catch touchdowns, but here's an excellent catch on a ball thrown down the seam from Peterson, a twisting grab by Holtz, just his 8th catch of the year. These two big tight ends are excellent pass catchers, but they seem to use them more down in the red zone. You see the 2 touchdowns there. Orndorff will come in. He has a touchdown, 5 career touchdowns for Orndorff. So their tight ends do an excellent job down in the red zone.
So far, strong offensive drive here by Pitt to start the game. Boyd and Parrish both in the game as receivers. Here's play action again. Step up into the cradle. Throw wide open. Down inside the 5 goes Orndorff. Touchdown, Pitt.
Well, I just got through talking about Scott Orndorff. What these tight ends do is catch touchdowns. Orndorff now has 15 career receptions, 6 are for touchdowns. Unbelievable, like he was waiting for me to cue him to step into the game. And nice read by Peterman. Excellent play fake, drew the defense up, and then Orndorff slipped in behind. 2 really good pass-catching tight ends.
He heard you. He responded. 37-yard touchdown. Chris Blewett on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Splits the sticks, and it's 7-0 Panthers. Hear them roar. The Panthers come out and move it right down the field. They've got the early advantage. Beautiful day in Pittsburgh, homecoming on the river, and how about Orndorff with his 5th catch of the year, his 3rd touchdown reception.
Well, we talk about Tyler Boyd and what he's going to do. He's going to come across in motion and get up the field, and he's going to pull the safety in the corner out of the play. Orndorff's going to get on the backside on the over route. Play action fake, draws up the corner, freeze it, guys. Here's the corner sucked up on play action. Nobody home in the back end, and an excellent read by Peterman to get Orndorff the football. And what do they say about Orndorff here at Pitt? All he does is catch touchdowns.
Well, that's right. 5 catches, 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty good ratio. TJ Thorpe will watch this one go back. Bring it out to the 10, the 15, to the 17, 18-yard line, maybe. Good coverage by the kickoff team after a return of 18. Batamera Jr. made the tackle. Our Carolina 4 keys to the game look like this.
Well, Virginia ball security, they're -9 the giveaway takeaway. Turned it over 9 times. No takeaways. Got to find a way to even that out a little bit today. And for Pitt, they want it rough and tough, both on both sides of the football. We saw what that Pitt defense did to Virginia Tech a week ago. They'd like to do the same again today.
This is a Cavalier team that's reeling a little bit at 1-3. We'll see how they do here in their first drive.
Now, Matt Johns, they love his accuracy. He's got to cut down on the turnovers. See the 6 interceptions.
Mizell stumbles out of the backfield with the handoff and didn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Grisby was there to trip him up. Big hole. This is Reed. Reed behind everybody. Here he goes. Albert Reed, 5'9" junior, inside the 30, inside the 20, knocked out of bounds at about the 10. We'll wait for the mark just outside the 10. Pitts caught him from behind, had the angle on him. Whitehead was chasing him as well. 71-yard pickup by Albert Reed.
Now, Reed came into the game averaging just just 2.9 yards a carry. He's going to improve that dramatically here. Excellent job of getting as much out of the run as he could. But a good job up front by that offensive line to create the crease. You look at the TD passes of 40-plus yards. They've got 5 this year. None in the last 20.
Daniel Ham comes into the ball game for Virginia. He's the sophomore, track guy, former walk-on. Tiptoes his way inside the 10 down to the 6. Ball's loose. Pitt comes up with it. They're saying Ham was down. So Whitehead knocked it loose after a gain of 4. They said he was down before it came loose, and he was.
And Ham's the elbows on the ground for Ham as the ball comes out. It's a Virginia team that's only gone to the red zone 8 times. This is their 9th time in the red zone.
But they put it on the ground a lot.
5 touchdowns in those trips, but just not enough times in the red zone.
Mizell comes back into the ballgame on 2nd and goal. He's your tailback. Johns has pressure and underthrows a wide open Albert Reed.
Boy, that's a play that, boy, Matt Johns would love to have that back. That's just when you just loop out. Nobody home for Pitt. Reed going to slip out in the flat. Nobody home for Pitt. See, nobody out here wide open. Just loop the ball in the air, put a little air under it, let him go get it.
Touchdown.
Missed opportunity there.
Instead, it's 3rd and goal from the 6. Johns has company in the backfield. He's in trouble and throws it away. They look back to see if he was out of the tackle box. He was, but Ewan Price came hard.
Well, they heated him up with pressure. Outstanding pressure off the edge for Pitt. UVA had a tough time. Oh, right over here is where the pressure is going to come, right off the edge. Price is the guy that puts the most pressure on Johns. He throws the football away to set up this field goal opportunity.
So Ian Fry comes on for Virginia to attempt a 33-yard field goal. He's been hot and cold, 3 for 6 this year. His longest 42 yards. This has plenty of distance, and it's good. So the Cavaliers come away with some points, and it's a 7-3 ball game. We'll be back from Pittsburgh and the Fort Pitt Bridge after this from your local ACC station. Virginia comes away with 3 points, but not what they wanted. Their last road win in the ACC was November 3rd, 2012 at NC State. They won 33-6. It's been a long, long time.
When you're on the road, you get an opportunity deep in the opponent's territory that time. We're scrimmaging from inside the 10-yard line. I'd like to come away with more than 3.
Tyler Boyd watches this one go through the end zone. No chance for a return, and that's good for the Cavaliers. Tyler Boyd goes to the top of your screen on 1st down and 10. Play action. And the ball is dropped. He had an open receiver. It was Orndorff again. Orndorff had it in his hands. The linebacker got over there late. That was Bradshaw, the linebacker. Let's go downstairs to Roddy.
We saw the Pitt defense come up with a big stop in the red zone just a series ago. And one of the big things they talked about was the chemistry. And one of the things that contributed to that chemistry was Coach Pat Narduzzi staying in the dorms with the team during camp. Lafayette Pitts, a cornerback, said that it shows that the coach cares. That's a big-time step for a head coach to give up the luxury life to go into the dorm room. Yeah.
I think he spent time with each player about 30 or 40 minutes when he got here just to learn the players.
Peterman throws a dart to Tyler Boyd. Cuts back out to the outside. He's out near midfield. Big-time gain. Pickup of 22 yards.
Well, you can run the football with success, and obviously Virginia's concerned about Pitt's ability to run the ball with Olafson. That opens up play action. Play action fake here. Tyler Boyd runs the deep in route. Excellent throw from Peterman. We talked to the Pitt coaches, and you mentioned Tyler Boyd and Peterman, just 2 guys that work really hard in practice. I really like the way these guys have come together as a unit.
This is James. Chris James around left side. Look out on Chris James. He can fly. Down inside the 20. Again, the angle got him. Goes out of bounds at the 13. Chased down by Kelvin Rainey. They'll mark it at the 13-yard line.
I'm going to run the ball to the perimeter. What I want you to watch for is the block by Ashton, the fullback. He's going to get the block on the corner. Just good reading on the inside, but there's the key block that gets Kennedy on the ground, and James is off to the races. Good blocking. Let's go to Roddy.
Arch, offensive coordinator Jim Chaney said Chris James has been sick this week, but he joked and said oftentimes when those guys are sick, they play better. You saw it on that run.
Here's Tyler Boyd around the left side, inside the 5 to the 4.
Yeah, a lot of times when you don't feel good during the week, you don't worry about some of the anxieties that are around the game. You just go play, and you're kind of nasty and mean about it because you don't feel very good. So evidently that's paid off for James there. Good. Again, Tyler Boyd, just saw him on the reverse play there, a guy that they're going to try to get the ball to in a lot of ways. Look at the red zone for Pitt's offense. 13 possessions, 8 touchdowns.
This will be second down and about 3. They can get the first down. Here's Olesen inside the 5, down to the goal line, reaches out and breaks the plane. Andre Olesen with a 4-yard touchdown. And it's 13-0, 13-3 Pitt.
Get the big back coming downhill behind that left side of the offensive line. You got Biznawadi and Dorian Johnson, Artie Rowell on that side, and then right at the end, Olesen going to extend the football just to make sure he broke the plane. Extend that ball out, break the plane, and Pitt's in the end zone again.
Chris Blewett for the extra point. And it's good. We'll be back after these messages from the University of Virginia and Pitt.
14-0 here at Heinz Field. Excuse me, 14-3. Pittsburgh is up. Quadre Olesen scored the last touchdown for Pitt, and once he got in the end zone, who's the first guy to greet him coming off the field? The Terminator, James Conner, out for the year with an MCL injury. Big-time team player, said he's been very involved, especially with the running backs. You saw it there.
Roddy had a chance to talk to James Conner before the game and asked him about some of the decisions he's got coming up, and he says, you know, right now I just want to enjoy my teammates, try to help out as best I can. I'll make that decision when it comes time. In case you're wondering, obviously he's eligible to come out into the NFL draft. He decides to, but right now he just wants to enjoy his teammates. He wants to continue to be a Pitt Panther and help the youngster Olesen.
Chris Blewett right there to kick off for the Panthers, off to a great start here, trying to go 2-0 in the ACC. Zacchaeus will take this and return it to the 15, spins, and that's going to be it. As the Cavaliers of Virginia take over their second possession of the game, trying to keep pace with Pitt.
Now, sometimes it takes a win to kind of kickstart you, and Duke's win over Georgia Tech, I really think, kickstarted that football team.
Ham is the ball carrier. Not much there. Defense being stingy. Pickup of 1. Food line impact looks like this.
Well, for Pitt's defense, Galambo's the linebacker. This is a good set of linebackers, but he's a guy that's been a veteran in that middle. He's a big player that's really good against the run. And when you look at the back end, Jordan Whitehead, the freshman free safety, not the biggest guy in the world, but he leads his team in tackles. And to hear the coaches talk about it, they said he is a tough customer.
Johns with a high snap, drills little hook pattern. That's complete to Johnson. Keon Johnson make his first catch of the day, 5th of the season. Not enough for the first down.
Yeah, but it's what it's going to take now. You've got to try to loosen up this Pitt front 7. They're getting after the run, so Johns is going to have to hit some of these controlled throws to put himself in some manageable third down situations. Now the key here, obviously, got to convert, move the chains if you're UVA on offense.
Mizell comes into the ball game. It's 3rd down for the Wahoos. Johns 2 steps back, drills the slant, incomplete. They wanted a flag, no call. It was intended for TJ Thorpe. Lafayette Pitts was right there to knock it away.
Now the throw is behind Thorpe. He's coming inside on the slant. Pitts is trailing Thorpe to the inside, so the ball's got to be on the upfield number. See the ball behind Thorpe, no way to make the play on the ball, and Pitt wins again on 3rd down.
See Thorpe calling for the flag, didn't get it. Tyler Boyd now will go back, and he'll be standing at his 22-yard line. So the Panthers look to get good field position again. Nicholas Connie to punt it away. This is a high wobbler. It's a short punt. Hits at the 40 and gets a Virginia roll down inside the 30.
Tyler Boyd, one of the best players on the football field today, and a guy that had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons his freshman and sophomore year. A lot expected of him coming into this year, and he is not disappointed. He's their leading receiver. Had a chance to see Tyler yesterday, and he's excited about what the potential is for this team. Timmy talked about the excitement around the program with Pat Narduzzi here, and he senses it on the offensive. Even though Narduzzi maybe attached defensively, done a good job of learning who the offensive players are here. And Tyler Boyd, one of those big timers.
Boyd is the first player in ACC history to go over 1,000 yards receiving in both his freshman and sophomore years. This is James around the corner and run out of bounds. Another pretty good pickup.
Well, it's a good read by James because he's initially stopped at the point where he wants to try to go, and watch him bounce this now. He wanted to run this right off the tackle there, but he bounces to the outside. Good vision by James to get it to the outside. The sophomore runner got that big run a little bit earlier in the game. It seems to be really dialed in. You heard Roddy talking about how he hasn't felt well all week long. Well, he looks like he's feeling pretty good right now.
James stays in. Boyd comes back into the ball game. He and Ford top of the screen. They go that way. This is Ford, and he's across midfield and into Virginia territory, and the Panthers continue to roll. That's a pickup of 18 yards.
Well, you love the way Ford goes north and south when he catches the football. This is a play where if you dance around, it's not nearly as good a play, but Ford goes north and south, picked up another 6 or 7 yards.
You know, Wojcik averaged nearly 200 yards and 35 points in the final 6 games last year. New coaches came in and said, hey, he's a heck of a player. Worked out with Connor every single day, and here they are now, and it's Peterman that they think is the future of this program. Peterman drops, throws, has it complete. This is Orndorff again, and he's down to the 22-yard line, mark it at the 21.
Two really good pass-catching tight ends. Orndorff already has a touchdown in the game. He's just going to run the little crossing route. Tyler Boyd going to come right underneath him. A lot of contention paid to Boyd. They leave Orndorff clean, and Blanding has to make a touchdown-saving tackle. When you've got a guy like Tyler Boyd, so much attention is paid to him. A number of players following the big-time receiver around that Holtz and Orndorff are getting the dividends out of that. They're wide open.
Zone under, they just released him. Kaiser let him run right through the middle. First down and 10, 1:35 remaining in the first period. This is Peterman. Peterman picks up a couple tough yards. Stopped by Kaiser.
Now Micah Kaiser, talk about the middle linebacker, number 53 for Virginia. This is a Virginia team that lost all 3 of their linebackers a year ago. Henry Coley was the linebacker and middle linebacker a year ago, and that's where Kaiser is playing. He leads the team in tackles and in sacks. Had 12 tackles in the opening day game against UCLA. They need him to be big today.
High school fans remember Kaiser when he played at Gilman down outside of Baltimore. Second down and 8. Peterman throws again, has a man open. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jeter Weah. Incomplete, bobbled it. Had him, had the ball, and couldn't hold on.
Boy, another play fake and wide open in the end zone here. There's a little stop and go. Pulls Tim Harris up on the little hitch and go and just could not hang on to the ball.
Second drop by Pitt. Tyler thought it was a touchdown. I thought it was a touchdown. Wide open. Peterman also celebrated.
Well, that's one of those ones that you kind of chalk up just as you let it go as a quarter. Oh, it's a touchdown. Way I couldn't hang on.
Into the flats. This is James. Chris James down immediately at the 15-yard line. Pick up a 4.
That's a good tackle by Tim Harris out in the flat, because if he misses that tackle, there's a chance that's a touchdown. So good job of winning on third down. Sometimes you got to make those one-on-one plays, and Tim Harris did an excellent job right there.
Chris Blewett comes on for the field goal attempt. This will be a 33-yard attempt. He's 0 for 1 from this distance this year. Good snap, good hold, plenty of distance, and that's good. And so the Pitt Panthers extend their lead to 17-3 with 11 seconds left in the first quarter. As you look at the return guys for Virginia, they have flip-flopped Olamide Zaccheaus and TJ Thorpe. They want Thorpe to return it, and Pitt kicks it to Zaccheaus, and he's in a whole lot of trouble, and Zaccheaus will be down to the 6. They tried to flip-flop him to get the ball. Pitt saw it and kicked it to Zaccheaus anyway. Let's go down to Roddy.
Tim, you guys talked about the injury to James Conner. When we talked to head coach Pat Narduzzi yesterday, he said that Conner is eager to stay involved and stay a part of this team, even to the point where after the Virginia Tech game last week, he came up to Narduzzi and said, "Hey, coach, how'd I do? How involved was I?" Narduzzi said he's a one in a million kind of guy.
Well, you love a guy that still can lead the football team and not play it down, and that's kind of what James Conner does.
Virginia stays in bad field position. They've started at the 18, the 4, the 16, and the 7. Have not had good field position to start a drive yet. Albert Reed straight ahead, and that'll end the first quarter. A quarter that the Pitt Panthers were almost flawless. Dropped a couple of passes, but they still did well. Will passion carry them? The Wahoos need a lot of help. It's 17-3 Pitt as we head to the second quarter at Heinz Field. Boy, you talk about a tradition in football. How about Pitt? It was fun to go out to their house yesterday, their clubhouse, and see their facility. They team up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're in the same place, same house, same fields. This is first down Virginia. You're getting the feeling that this is getting to be a critical time. And Johns looks up and throws. Hits Mizell. Mizell's out across the 40. How about that catch?
Well, this is where we talked about Smoke Mizell can hurt you the most, and that's in the passing game. He is very good, got tremendous hands. He leads all the nation's running backs in receiving. He has 2 100-yard receiving games this year as a running back, and how about the nice soft hands to drag that in as he beats Bam Bradley down the field. That is not the matchup that Pitt's looking for, a linebacker lined up on Smoke.
Pick up a 34 yards before Bradley could take him down. Albert Reed comes into the ball game now. It's set back. Play action, throw deep. Got a man and overthrown him. Another touchdown gone awry. That's TJ Thorpe, a little bit frustrated. He knows he was behind everybody. Our first quarter stats brought to you by Flonase.
Well, dominated by Pitt. Their ability to throw the football. Everybody talked about them running the football, but it's their ability to throw it down the field off play action that's really crushed Virginia. They owned the football. And look at the starting position for Virginia. Their average starting position is just their 11-yard line. They're on 11.
Pitt has had 5 big plays over 20. Reed breaks the tackle and gets out to the 45-yard line, so it's a pickup of 2 yards, but it was almost picked off.
Boy, very dangerous play there. Good job by Reed to concentrate. Going to fake and throw the screen, little 3-count screen. It's high and read extremely well by Maddox, the corner, but Reed was able to hang on, takes the football. You saw that little pep rally they had last night for basketball. Tim and Jay Williams, the former Blue Devil, they got him to put the Oakland Sioux t-shirt on. Pretty good win for the Pitt program to get the former Blue Devil to put on the Oakland Sioux t-shirt.
You've never been to a basketball game in the Pete, shame on you. That place rocks. Cavaliers 0 for 3 on third down conversions. Johns has time, throws deep, has a man, and it's dropped. Oh, it was intended for TJ Thorpe, and again Avonte Maddox was covering, but Thorpe had at least a step.
What a beautiful throw from Matt Johns here. TJ Thorpe is to blow the top off your coverage guy. He's got great speed. Squeeze the football, young man. Watch it in. What an excellent throw by Matt Johns right there. Put it right on Thorpe. Just could not pull it in.
And they'll have to punt it away. So Nicholas County's there to punt it away to Tyler Boyd. That's never a good scenario. They get good pressure. This is a short punt. They want to kick it away from Tyler Boyd, but he's going to wait for it and try to get some ground. Goes back inside the 10, around the corner, and knocked out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And he can't throw to himself, so they just have to get him the ball. Here's Olesen, and they hit him immediately.
I talked about David Dean and his ability to penetrate and make plays, and Dean certainly did it there. He's there. He's the guy that when you talk to John Tenuta, who's the guy you really think's your bell cow in that defensive line? David Dean is that guy. He makes a big play right there.
David Dean, 6'1", 290-pound senior, a loss of 2. Bring up second down and long.
27 starts in his career as a Cavalier for David Dean.
Boy, Oleson's a load. He's hard to get down. Here's Peterman. Taken away by the Cavaliers. This is Moore, and Quante Moore takes it in for a touchdown. How about that takeaway?
Well, it's more to more.
Cavalier fans would like more.
As Mike Moore makes the hit and the ball bounces into Quante Moore's hands, and he scores for Virginia, and that's their first takeaway of the season. Only one other team in the college football had 0 takeaways. That's Wake Forest, but Virginia finally gets off the schneid with a takeaway, and it results in 6.
Parrish is down on the field. Jamar Parrish.
Little play action fake. Parrish trying to, or Oleson trying to pick up the blocking there, but how about the big hit by Mike Moore? Ball bounces in the air, and Quante Moore in a perfect spot.
How about the big fella leaning back and grabbing it off his right shoulder? Ian Fry comes on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. And the kick is good. (17-10). The Cavaliers are back in it after Ian Fry put this right through the uprights. Buzz says he's a Roddy Jones wannabe. Here's a return. This is Tyler Boyd, and look out. Looking for some open space, gets out across the 24. So now Pitt has first down and 10. Their worst field position starting a drive in this ball game. Peterman gives it to Oleson. Oleson bangs his way out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Led by Moore and Kaiser and Bradshaw.
What Pitt has done, and Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator, has used Oleson in this first part of the game as really the decoy. They've been able to play action and had guys wide open. See if they get back to Oleson pounding the football a little bit.
Boyd goes in motion. Ford stays at the bottom of the screen. Peterman throws out of the backfield. That's George Aston. Absolutely nothing there. Loses yardage, perhaps. Our first and 10 line is brought to you by YP.com. The even more powerful yellow pages. One app, one site. YP can do that. Third down and 6 for the Panthers. Peterman throws, has the first down. It's complete to Boyd. Anytime you need something, look at 23.
Well, it's a good job by Boyd, too. Micah Kaiser's going to make the tackle, so that means you've got Boyd in the slot working against the linebacker. Just looks up in the hole. Kaiser tries to get there, but just can't get there in time. Peterman, Boyd on the same page. Ball came out on time, and they've got a first down.
Pickup of 9. They move the chains. You know, this has been a Pitt team that doesn't look back or look ahead. They like to take each game at a time. But if Pitt can make it to November in the Coastal Division race, boy, those games against Louisville and Miami right here are going to be huge. Throw it over the middle, incomplete. Tried to buy as much time as he could, but didn't want to waste it. Dean, with pressure, chased him out of the pocket. So you see the time remaining down to 45 seconds.
And Holtz pretty quickly, the tight end in the flat, decided not to throw that for fear Holtz get tackled inbounds short of the first down. Obviously, if he gets it past 10 yards, the clock will stop for him. So he's got some built-in timeouts, but he turned down that quick flat throw.
So to bring up second down and 10, play clock down to 15, 45 seconds remain in the half.
Tyler Boyd in the slot right there.
There's the quick throw, the out. That's Holtz. He steps out of bounds after a gain of 8.
Well, I really like the versatility of the two tight ends. J.P. Holtz, who we've seen to catch a couple of passes. Scott Orndorff's gotten deep for a touchdown. These two guys are really good players, not at the end of the line of scrimmage, just at the end of the line of scrimmage. For Pat Narduzzi, he can slide outside and play that receiver spot. really a lot of versatility of their tight ends.
Panthers have had 7 different receivers make catches in this game. 3rd down and 2. Throw the out pattern. Flags fly. And that's a pretty good cleanup in the secondary. Weah was the receiver.
Well, Quinn Blanding does an excellent job of making sure this is not a one-handed stab.
Illegal shift on the offense. Number 86. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Jester Weah going to get up the sideline, and you've got core safety help in behind. And here comes Blanding, and he makes sure he drops the hammer to make sure Weah can't squeeze the football. Excellent play by Quinn Blanding. Talked about him as an impact player in the game. The sophomore safety.
Clean up in aisle 1. Winslow comes on to punt to Kennedy. 36 seconds remain in the half. A high knuckleball. He'll take it at the 12, and that's where Virginia will take over after a 43-yard punt. No return.
Well, the Cavalier defense is settled down, Tim. They really struggled in the first quarter. Pitt was able to move the ball, had them off balance with the play action. They have settled in. They've scored themselves defensively, and that's a nice stop there. Pitt had an opportunity to potentially get in field goal range. John Tenuta's group came in and shut the door. So I would assume this is very conservative right here for Steve Fairchild, the offensive coordinator. Let's get in at halftime, regroup, and see if you can figure something out offensively.
Line up in the clock play just to melt the clock. Final 20 seconds of the first half, and Virginia says, let's take it to the clubhouse. Mike London pretty happy with the way his team was resilient after it looked like they'd be blown out. Came fighting back and trailed by only a touchdown at intermission.
Both these teams are physical. Both these teams knew it was going to be a battle. This is going to be a 4th quarter game, and it's certainly shaping up to be that way. Let's go to Roddy with Coach Pat Narduzzi.
Coach, your defense has played pretty well in the first half. What do you think about their performance?
You know, they played okay. That first long run they had, you know, we don't get a spill by our defensive end, and you got to do all little things right. They've done a good job, but, you know, you give up a big run, that's not so good.
Offense controlled the game early. What do you have to do to get back to that?
You know, we got to have more explosive games. We got to have guys execute a little bit better. You know, in the first quarter, we got probably 5 explosive games, run and pass, and we got to come back to that 5 more in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Pittsburgh's almost doubled Virginia in total yards, but only up 7 points going into halftime. Let's go back to the studio with Katie.
ACC football is brought to you in HD by your local Tire Pros dealer. Win a VIP trip for 2 to the ACC Championship. Continental Tires as well at TireProsSweepstakes.com. All set for the second half. TJ Thorpe and Zacchaeus going to be set back at the goal line, ready to return this kickoff from Chris Blewett. They've tried to get this ball to Thorpe. Blewett comes in and again kicks away from Thorpe. Zacchaeus will be the returner. Bounces outside, spins his way out to the 19-yard line. A pickup of 14 after the kick. Let's go down to Roddy's spotlight. Check in with Roddy.
Tim, I've been keeping an eye on the Pitt rush defense versus the Virginia rush offense. And the first run was a big one for Virginia. A 71-yard run by Albert Reed to get to a start. But since then, only 7 yards rushing. Pitt defense has really settled down. They're starting to stuff that Virginia run.
Well, Mizell was a part of that, Roddy, that was supposed to be part of the featured part of the run game, but Pitt really took it away after that one play. And you heard Coach Narduzzi talk to you about as he left the field, hey, one misfit cost us 71 yards. He settled in after that.
Daniel Ham is the ball carrier for the Cavaliers, busts his way out to the 30. Stopped by Jordan Whitehead after a big gain.
Look at Roddy's spotlight and what Roddy's tracing, and that's that rush offense. Last in the ACC for Virginia, and other than the 71-yard run, that's kind of what they've been so far today, running the ball. Pitt 4th in the country against the run. Good start for Virginia, as you mentioned, Tim. 10-yard gain to start here in the second half.
Taquan Mizell in the backfield with Matt Johns. Now they switch the strength of formation. Johns gives it straight ahead to Mizell. He's got a big hole. Mizell's got another first down out to the 47-yard line, still on his feet to midfield. pickup of 20.
Both run plays to start the second half are bin back type plays, show front side run and then get to the backside. So here this is the backside of the formation. Good blocking by Keenan Johnson, number 85. Lead block out in front by Croce, the fullback, and Mizell is the benefactor as he gets up in behind those two blocks. But they're bin back type plays, using the flow of Pitt against them to flow back to get to the backside.
Good point, Arch. It's only a couple plays, but that's a nice adjustment at halftime by the Cavaliers. Matt Johns with a new first down. Wingo Reeves went in motion. Pressure on Johns. Throws deep. Incomplete. It was intended for TJ Thorpe, and again he had a step. This ball was overthrown. Amaro was back on the coverage.
Another opportunity for a big shot here. TJ Thorpe with big speed. North Carolina transfer is open, but Johns just misses him. And I give Price a lot of credit. The big fella up front, number 5 on the defensive side of the football, got some pressure and was around Johns' legs, feet, laying on the ground trying to get to him. Price has been very active today on the defensive end.
They've overthrown TJ Thorpe a couple of times, but when they did hit him, he dropped it. Second down and 10 for the Cavaliers. Picked off. Look out. Galambos picking up blockers. Touchback inside. Galambos to the 20. Matt Galambos with the pick and the return. Finally stopped by Zacchaeus.
Classic zone blitz by the Pitt Panthers. Pat Narduzzi dials up blitz to the Cavalier right side. Galambos 47 going to flow with the quarterback's eyes in zone. Just steps underneath the slant route to Zacchaeus, and he's off to the races. Got some good blocking down the field, and he sets up his Panther offense in the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Galambos, a 3-year starter, his first pick of the year, and Mike London says, "You've got to be kidding me." 51-yard return. Olesen and Peterman in the backfield for Pitt. Play action. Peterman steps up. He'll run it. He's got room. Bradshaw chased him, but he got all the way down inside the 10. A pickup of 12.
Well, Pitt operating with a lot of speed right here, trying to get a line up quickly.
Up tempo. Olesen now. He flexes a little bit. Peterman still your quarterback. He throws to the outside. But did he get it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. Tyler Boyd. Pitt on the board again. An 8-yard touchdown strike in front of Maurice Kennedy.
This is a heck of a play by Tyler Boyd. This ball looks like it's being thrown out of bounds. There's pressure in the face of Peterman. He just throws it up high, and look at Boyd go up and get it. Get in just inside the pylon in front of Kennedy for the touchdown. When in doubt, throw it to your All-American.
Sudden change offense. They get the pick. They score the touchdown. Chris Blewett comes on for the extra point. After the Cavaliers looked like they were moving the ball down the field, they give up the 51-yard interception return, and then the touchdown, and the extra point is good. Tyler Boyd, some kind of special. 78 receptions last year, 29 right now, and he gives them a 24-10 lead. Tyler Boyd just blowing away the records in the ACC and at Pitt. Keep in mind, Larry Fitzgerald is a Pitt guy. Tyler Boyd's going to play on Sundays. He's one of the best, if not the best, they've ever had. 5 catches today. Gone over 1,000 receiving yards his first 2 years. This goes through the end zone for a touchback. Ham stays in the ball game and set back. The play was ill-timed and may have helped him. Ham slides his way out to the 44-yard line, so it's a pickup of 9 yards.
Well, it's a good point, Tim, because I'm pretty sure the freshman Zacchaeus was not supposed to be standing right behind the quarterback when the ball was snapped, but if he was, excellent job of kind of bluffing the jet sweep, and Ham busted straight ahead for 9 yards.
Brings up second down and 1. Matt Johns looks like he's ready for a quarterback sneak. He's got Ham behind him. And it'll be close. He's right at the line. Right at Bradley made the tackle. Bam Bradley makes the stop after a gain of 1. They needed a half yard. They got the 1. They moved the chains.
Well, Bam Bradley, a linebacker du jour, really. I mean, a guy that can do a lot of stuff. He's an outstanding special teams player for him. He's blocked a couple of kicks in his days here at Pitt, but he's an excellent linebacker in coverage. Does a lot of really good things for the Pitt defense.
The drive is still alive. 1st down and 10, Virginia. They fake the read. They come with a blitz. They throw over the top of the linebackers, and Wingo Reeves is down inside the 10.
This ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, Tim. This is a can of corn. We're close to PNC Park. This is the center fielder making a play. Let's see if Bam Bradley's the guy who gets the hand on the ball. Yeah, he gets his arm. He hits the right arm of Johns, and it's just floating in the air. And a good job of reeling it in by Wingo Reeves for the 1st down.
12th play of this drive. Mizell in the ball game now for Virginia as they switch sides. Power right, strong side right. And they go that way. This is Mizell. He's going to throw. He's got a man. No, it's picked off, then dropped. Almost had it picked. Dangerous pass by Taquan Mizell.
Boy, I really like the call, though. It's a good call, but it looks like Amara, number 25, is the guy that's going to come across and had a chance to intercept it. Pat Amara Jr. really reads the play, but looked like maybe Mizell held on the ball just a count longer than he needed to. But really, I like the call. I think that it certainly turned out to be almost a disaster for Virginia, but I like the call.
Evan Butts was open for a second. Mizell lost his footing. His feet slipped out from under.
Yeah, he just didn't get a lot on the ball. And give Pat Amara Jr. a ton of credit. The safety was all over the play.
2nd down and goal. John steps, throws, timing pattern into the corner, overthrown, intended for Severin.
Now you got to keep the ball in play. Severin's 6'2" if you're going to put him up the bat. He's got a 5'9" corner and Maddox on him. They get the matchup they want. Johns has got to keep the ball in bounds. Got to give his big receiver an opportunity. Just didn't give him a chance.
What a good play by Maddox too. Just got in his hip pocket and rode him out that way.
I like my 6'2" guy against the 5'9" guy. Though. That was a good call by Coach Fairchild to get Severin an opportunity. Just a poor throw.
Ian Fry with a 26-yard attempt. 4 for 7 this year, and it's good. So the Cavaliers hanging around, but it's tough to give up 7 for 3.
Well, and again, you get in that scoring zone. That's the 2nd time we've seen it today where Virginia's moved the ball well, but when they got down tight, Pitt rose up, kept them out of the end zone, forced them to kick field goals.
24-13 is your ball game with 4:02 to play in the 3rd.
It's a good job of converting on 3rd down. They did a nice job of converting and staying on the field. 15 plays, 66 yards. But you ate up 7 minutes of clock. And everything's nice except for what you put on the board. Only 3 points. So it's almost a punch in the gut when you're out there that long and you don't get 7.
It's important for Sims to not give Tyler Boyd a good opportunity to return this kickoff. See how he does. Sims addresses it, gives him a low liner that'll go into the end zone and through. Great job by Sims for the touchback.
You love when your All-Americans show up, Tim, and Tyler Boyd's a guy we talked about from the top that had to make some plays for Pitt to have an opportunity in the offensive part of the game, and he certainly has shown up. 5 catches, 45 yards. Done a nice job of creating. He actually has done a nice job of being a decoy as well. There's been a number of people who have been open, but here's the big catch in the corner. Goes up, skies up, makes the grab, made it 24-10 at the time. 24-13 now, but Tyler Boyd been the big timer they needed today.
Averages 16 yards a catch. Bolitnikoff guy. Here they're running around the right side with Olesen. Olesen is out across the 30 to the 32. He picks up 7.
Buddy, how about Tyler Boyd?
Boyd. You mentioned Tyler Boyd. We had a chance to talk to him, and when we did, we asked him, who are some guys in the NFL that you emulate, that you watch? First guy he named was a guy right here in Pittsburgh, Antonio Brown. He said he's a playmaker. The other two, Des Bryant and Julio Jones, both of them attacking the ball, great ball skills. He's a student of the game, as Tyler Boyd.
Peterman throws it outside, flanker screen. This is Tyler Boyd. They try to put him in space. He's got enough for the first down, so they'll move the chains. Quinn Blanding made the tackle. It was a pickup of 4. They only needed 3.
So he's a high school running back and ran for over 2,500 yards his senior year. Comes in, they move him to wide receiver, and he hasn't looked back. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's well on his way to doing that again as a junior, but you can see how adept he is with the ball in his hands. He's a punt returner, kickoff returner. They'll hand him the football. You better find him if you're the opposing defense.
In high school, they knew him here as a basketball player. He was great in the high school playoffs. Peterman going deep. A lot of bumping and grinding, no flags, overthrown, intended for Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, good coverage by Canady that time, number 26. Talked to John Tenuta about Maurice Canady, number 26, the corner, who's tried to shadow Tyler Boyd some of the day. He says this guy's a next level player. Had some injury issues, but 26 career starts. He was second team All-ACC a year ago. And as much man coverage as John likes to play, he wants to come with pressure. Canady is the perfect corner for him to match up on somebody.
Chris James in the ball game now for Pitt. They slide him to the left side. He breaks 1 and crosses the 40. Picks up 2. Mike Moore made the tackle. Watch the time tick down in the third quarter. Final 17, 16, 15 seconds.
And I think they'll be fine with freezing the ball right here and going to the fourth quarter with the lead.
And it's a party in the fourth quarter here as they put up the number 4 for the fourth quarter. Pitt says that's their quarter. And the party has started at Heinz Field. We'll see if the Cavaliers can stop the party, crash the party. The final 15 minutes coming up. Pitt, Virginia.
Third quarter stats brought to you by the North Carolina Education Lottery, and it's been an interesting quarter in the fact that both teams have gotten on track a little bit with their third down conversions.
Scoreboard said, put on your big boy pants. It's the fourth quarter. There is a party going on in Heinz Field. Here's Peterman with time, steps up, throws a dart, has it complete. That's Ford. Ford is down to the 5-yard line. Dontez Ford finally stopped by Quentin Blanding.
Boy, excellent protection up front. But let's look at Dontez Ford run the deep in route. Good protection for Peterman. He cuts it loose. Throws a perfect strike as Ford works that slot area and hooks up deep in Virginia territory.
Gain of 33 yards, sets up first and goal at the 6, inside the 6, almost the 5. Olesen comes back into ball game. He's your carrier. Slides inside to the 1. Ball's loose. Virginia got it.
Well, the redshirt freshman has not been a major contributor today, and you wonder sometimes for running backs, and Roddy, I want to bring you in on this. Running back, sometimes if you haven't carried the ball very much, it doesn't feel quite right to you. Give Virginia a lot of credit for knocking the ball out.
Quinn Blanding with the recovery.
Well, the ball certainly popped out, and Virginia's on it. Quinn Blanding there. And Roddy, does the ball feel a little foreign to you if you haven't been carrying it?
It does. Just like a quarterback who hasn't taken snaps, a running back has to get lathered up into the game. They've got to get the feel of the ball. I'm in the student section right now, and it's pretty loud down here for the Virginia offense.
They mark this almost at the 2, which gets them a little bit of room. Reed is your carrier. Picks up a tough yard.
I've mentioned this before, and especially with Steve Fairchild's background as an NFL coach, some coaches will spread the field here and take a shot down the field because defenses are so concentrated on trying to keep you hemmed in that they'll give up the big play. Let's see if Coach Fairchild gives Johns a chance to throw the ball down the field.
How about the Cavaliers crash the party at Heinz Field? Brings up 2nd down and 9. Albert Reed in the ball game now for the Cavaliers. Play action. Here comes the backside pressure. Sacked. Safety. Caprera got there for the sack. There is a flag.
I think it's going to be on the Pitt bench in the celebration after the sack. Caprera comes in on the blitz. Usually play action is your most solid protection. He wanted to get the ball to Severin. Your sense of urgency as a quarterback has to increase a little bit. Can't hold the football. Flash play fake, put your foot in the ground, drive it out of there. He was trying to look the safety off and just held the ball way too long. Caprera did a good job of fighting off the block to get on the quarterback. Defense balls, you got to put your feet in the ground, drive it out of there. You can't hold on to the football.
Defensive coordinator Josh Conklin, who has an attacking style of defense, he calls Caprera his 3rd down linebacker, and now you see why.
Wingo Reeves, the fullback, tried to pick up the linebacker coming, but again, the sense of urgency as the quarterback has to multiply a little bit. Can't hold the football there.
Lafayette Pitts, he loves it. Caprera with a huge sack.
They've had tough, looking at Matt Johns there on the sideline. He's got to try to find a way to regroup. He's got to sit and watch his defense and hope for a stop. But he's had some really bad field position today. And then when they've had the opportunities, and they have had some opportunities, the drop by Thorpe, the throw in the flat inside the red zone to Reed, they've just missed on a couple opportunities. Could easily have probably another 10 points on the board.
Dylan Sims to kick off for Virginia. This has gone from bad to worse for the Cavaliers. Here's Tyler Boyd. All he needs is a crease. Gets out to the 37-yard line. James pushes the crowd out across the 30 to the 31, a gain of 6. And again, I say, if Pitt can make it into November and still be in the hunt, those final 2 games that are here, Louisville and Miami, they will become monsters.
Yeah, there's no question about that. But you know how coaches are. Pat Narduzzi wants to worry about this play. He's not even thinking about next week's opponent, let alone in November. But certainly.
But that's what we do.
Well, there's no question. And certainly the chips could fall in a very good place for the Panthers.
This snap goes over his head. And he didn't have a prayer there. There's a late hit. Will that draw a flag? Rainey just kind of pushed him, but it looked worse than it was. It's a loss of 17. Crowd didn't like it. Coaches don't like it.
No, really no reason for any contact. He's immediately down when the knees are on the ground. So Peterman clearly gets back to the football. Another bad snap. He clearly has covered it up. And at that point, I think Rainey's trying to stop and not touch him, but I don't want to just run by him at that point.
So now that'll bring up 3rd down and a taxi ride. Here they come with an extra man. They give it straight ahead to James. Mike Moore will be credited for the tackle. That's another loss of 2.
Now Virginia's defense did the job, came in and got the stop. They got the takeaway down deep, and they get a stop here to try to give the offense another opportunity.
Nate Peterman's dad, Chuck, said his son played center in Little League football. Now he's the quarterback. Cavaliers should get pretty good field position here, but it gets a Pitt bounce. Kennedy couldn't get to the ball. He had a blocker in front of him, so it turns out to be a 49-yard punt. Pitt has the lead, trying to close the gate. 8:26 remaining. First down and 10 for the Cavaliers, needing something right now. This is Mizell. Mizell's out close to the 40-yard line. They'll mark him at the 39.5 after a gain of 6.
Virginia has been heated up by the pressure of Pittsburgh, and Pitt's pressure has made Steve Fairchild stick with some of the run game. That time Mizell carries the football just to try to keep him honest a little bit. But the tempo has got to change a little bit. Down a couple scores here. They've got to kick it into high gear and throw the football.
Second down and 4 for Matt Johns. Johns rolls right, buys some time, now throws high and incomplete. Let's go down to Roddy and check in on Matt Johns. Roddy?
Tim, when I talked to Matt Johns earlier in the week, he said it's no secret that we've struggled to start the year, but we played one of the toughest schedules in the country, and they know that. But the biggest thing that they learned is that they can play with anybody. They came back twice against Notre Dame, and we're actually leading the game with less than 20 seconds left before that long pass that was caught by Will Floyd ultimately led to their demise. But this offense is not going to quit. They definitely believe that they can still come back.
There's no question. Mike London's teams don't lay down. There's no question about that. They'll fight you to the end.
But the bad news is, Arch, there's no easy stretch in the schedule.
No, they got to find a way to make some plays, and getting this guy the ball is a big part of it.
He's close to the first down, has enough. They'll move the chains, pick up a 5. They needed 4. Cavaliers stay alive, get another set of downs. Tackle made by Tarish Webb.
The offensive leaders, Matt Johns, has struggled, just less than 5 yards an attempt. Haven't gotten anything on the pass game. Reed had the 71-yard run. And Mizell, his 8 touches, 74 yards. He's certainly the featured guy. And you got to find a way creatively to get him the ball. He and Severin have got to touch the football in this drive.
Clock continues to move. First down and 10. Thorpe and Johnson go to the top of the screen. They look that way. Johns is throwing. Has it complete. That's Thorpe. T.J. Thorpe down to the 31-yard line.
Complete to 8.
And met rather rudely there after a gain of 24.
It's a freshman, Jordan Whitehead.
Whitehead on the tackle for
5'11", 185. The true freshman drops the hammer. He leads his team in tackles, but not a very big guy.
This is first down and 10 for the Wahoos. Backside screen. Zacchaeus has absolutely nowhere to run. Well covered by the Pitt defense.
Boy, just a good job, Tim, of leveraging the tackler. They do a great job. Watch how many hats for Pittsburgh get to the football now. We're going to let this run. Zacchaeus is in the slot, going to catch the quick screen to the outside. Watch the Pitt defenders flow. You got here, 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 here. Just everywhere. They surrounded the football. No place for Zacchaeus to go. That is what you call team defense right there.
Thorpe back in the ball game now. Second down and 11. Play action isn't going to fool anybody now. They go deep, and Severin's open for a touchdown for Virginia. Kanan Severin.
Johns to number 9.
Go-to guys are who you need to get it to. Mizell, Kanan Severin. Only 2 catches prior to this moment. And Severin runs a little stop and go, and give Matt Johns a ton of credit now. He's going to play fake, and he's going to escape out of the pocket. It's a stop and go on the outside, and Johns just puts his big-time receiver up to bat. Little stop. He runs by the corner on the outside, Motley, and catches the football for the touchdown. Nice play there.
32-yard strike. The extra point is blocked. That's a live ball. And Price takes it back to the 15-yard line before the play ends.
That's a big block right there. It keeps a 7-point game.
Mike London, he doesn't like the block, but he knows he's back in it. Johns to Severin for the strike. 32 yards. Cavaliers still alive. We've got a ball game at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. It's a 7-point game with 5:50 remaining. The Cavaliers continue to scrap and claw. Here's our Bank of America scoring drive.
Well, 66 yards, 6 plays. Good job by Johns to get the ball to Severin, his big-time receiver. Only ate up 2:36 off the clock. And so now with 5:50 left in the game, Virginia squarely back into it. Need a defensive stop right here.
Dylan Sims has been very careful with his kickoffs not to kick it to Tyler Boyd. He certainly is a game changer. We'll see what he does here. Tyler Boyd at the 4-yard line. This one's going to be returnable. Tyler Boyd. He can't get past the 16-yard line, so it's a return of 16. Straight ahead they go with Olesen.
Now Oleson's first carry since the fumble inside the 5-yard line had been Chris James up to this point.
Picks up only 3.
Took it take a look at Pitt's offensive leaders. I think Nate Peterman's been very good today. Done an outstanding job with the football. Chris James, we talked about him, 94 yards carrying the football. And, of course, Tyler Boyd done an excellent job of making plays on the outside. Yeah, he's also done a nice job of kind of deflecting the attention to him and creating opportunities for other people.
Tyler Boyd at the bottom of the screen. They look at him all the way. They throw and hit him.
That's a good play by Kennedy, the corner.
Really good play.
Kennedy, talking to John Tenuta, he says, I've got one guy that I really feel good about on the outside, and that's Kennedy. And he will shadow Tyler Boyd most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. But a good matchup today. Did a good job, really, right there.
He'll be 3 yards short of the first down. 7 catches now for Tyler Boyd. Brings up 3rd down and 3 for the Cavalier defense. Boyd now goes to the top of the screen. They look that way. Give a little pump and go. Peterman's going to try to run it. He's not going to get to the first down. Pitt's going to have to punt. Bradshaw chased him down. Cavaliers are going to get it back.
It looked like they just had a 2-man route on. Both the outside receivers were just trying to run little hitch routes, and Kennedy, so they're going to look to Boyd right there. He wants to throw the ball to Boyd, and Kennedy just completely took him away. And Bradshaw flows up and makes the tackle, and 3 and out. Exactly what Virginia wanted.
Ryan Winslow is the punter. He averages 39 yards a kick. Kennedy is standing inside his own 30 when he takes this and calls for a fair catch. A 48-yard punt, 4.3 hang time. Terrific job by Winslow, out punting his own average. We'll be back after a word from your local ACC station. First down and 10, Cavaliers down by 7. 3:44 to play in the game. First down and 10. Albert Reed is in the game behind Matt Johns. Mizell in motion. They fake to him, and Johns may get a flag. Was there anybody in the area? The Lambos came again, almost had the sack.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he's trying to. I'm not sure who he's trying to throw this to. That's got to be a flag.
Officials are talking about it, and they throw it.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 15. No receiver in the area. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. Second down.
Pitt with the pressure. Fake the jet sweep to Mizell. Pressure right through the middle, and guess who? Galambos again. The linebacker has done an outstanding job blitzing through the A-gap. And just a 2-man route. Just 2 men down the field, but you've got to be able to set your feet as a quarterback to be able to drive the ball down the field. But Pitt's pressure right through the middle by Galambos, the linebacker, did not allow Johns to do that.
He's in that tackle box. They're going to call it. Zevern and Thorpe, top of your screen. Second down, 21. Throw underneath. Mizell is at the 24-yard line after a pickup of 8. Steinbeck made the tackle there.
Now this is a tenuous situation for Mike London. Are you in a 4-down situation here? Because that's a nice piece to get back at 2nd and 20. Do you buy the same amount and on 4th down go for it? I would think with only 1 timeout in your pocket, that's probably the case here.
You made a great point about that 1 timeout. They took it on to avoid a play clock violation. Backed up against the goal line. Matt Johns has pressure again. Steps up in the cradle and throws. Has a first down. There's another flag. TJ Thorpe with the catch. There's a flag back by the 19-yard line and 1 on the 20.
Chop block. Offense. Number 50 and 4. Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
Mike London says, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Mateo locked in blocking, and Mizell, number 4, is going to come up and hit a man that's engaged low. And that's a close one there. It looked like it was around the waist area, but they had deemed that a chop block. And 2 big penalties in this drive now for Virginia.
Can they do it again?
Well, the thought process here has to be, if you're play calling, is you're trying to get about half of this back.
Everybody at Heinz on their feet. 3rd and 25 for the Cavaliers. Pressure screen underneath. Defended well. TJ Thorpe never have a chance. Picks up 2. Cabrera again.
Well, unfortunately, I think you have to go for it. If you're Virginia, you just don't have enough. You don't have any timeouts. You only got 1 timeout left. And even though it's 4th in a lifetime here, or 23, 4th and 23, you got to go for it.
Pitt's defense trying to slam the gate shut.
They got both the receivers, Severin and Thorpe, are here. Some kind of combination between those two is where you're looking to go with the ball.
He's got time, and it's caught for a first down. Cavaliers, TJ Thorpe with a great catch after a terrific throw. Back shoulder.
It really is. It's just an underthrown fade route that turns out perfectly. Thorpe does a good job with the late hands. He doesn't show that he's trying to catch the ball. Pitts does not adjust to it. And an excellent job of Johns putting Thorpe up the bat.
Pickup of 32. Wahoos still alive. 1:27 to play. Johns steps up, drills the slant, has it complete. That's Keon Johnson.
Boy, good catch by Johnson coming inside on the slant, knowing the linebacker was coming to hit him. He did a good job of squeezing it, moves the chains.
Boy, they flipped the switch, and all of a sudden the Cavaliers have Pitt on their heels.
Running a lot of time here, only a minute left in the game, trying to get everybody lined up.
62 seconds left. Under a minute. Look out. Couldn't climb the ladder. TJ Thorpe too high for him. Again, Pitt's on the coverage.
Well, 46 seconds and 1 timeout. You're trying to get yourself down where you have some shots at the end zone. Obviously, that shot doesn't exist other than a Hail Mary right here. Taquan Mizell has got to figure, Mizell's got to figure in right here. That time they ran 4 receivers off, which took most of the coverage for Pitt down the field. And Mizell was isolated on the linebacker. Number 4 is your best player. Got to find a way to get Mizell the ball in space, isolated against the linebacker.
Virginia's been a screen team all year, but they've been going downfield today, and they're going downfield again to TJ Thorpe, and again it's overthrown.
They rushed the throw. They came with pressure. You got man coverage on the outside. Thorpe's got the out route and just made a poor throw. Thorpe at the top of the screen. Mizell does a good job of picking up the linebacker, runs him by Johns. He's got enough time to set his feet and throw it, and just made a poor throw.
Running out of downs again.
We don't need that guy on the sideline.
Third down,
worn out. He's out of gas, so he's on the sideline. And the biggest play of the game, Albert Reed, on that long run's in the game at running back.
TJ Thorpe is sucking wind as well on 3rd down and 10. Coming out of his break late, it was thrown wide. Keon Johnson didn't get a chance.
35 seconds left, 4th and 10 now for Virginia.
9th play of the drive coming up for Mike London and the Cavaliers.
Kanan in the slot at the top, Thorpe at the bottom.
9th play of the drive. Will they get the 10th? Johns throws. Incomplete. That'll do it. Mike London is looking for a flag.
Boy, and he might have an argument here.
Oh, I think he does.
Maddox, the young corner, playing against Thorpe on the outside. Johns gets really good protection. Give the offensive line a ton of credit. And that's bang, bang. Unless he hooks him with the back arm, Maddox.
Right there, he's riding him like a pony.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Tim. I think that's
offensive guy, defensive guy.
Yeah, how about me giving the defense some credit? It certainly looked like maybe we've seen a lot more contact than that. Obviously, the game and the balance, Mike London wanted the call. Certainly, TJ Thorpe wanted the call.
And Pitt holds them off, goes to 4-1, 2-0 in the ACC. This is a team playing with confidence under Pat Narduzzi.
Just the 19th FBS team to win 700 games. Congratulations to Pitt. on their 700th win of their storied branch or for storage program.
Terrific ball game. 26-19 final. For highlights and must-see moments from this game and others, check out theacc.com. Join us for the ACC Blitz, powered by Ram Trucks, next Saturday at noon, followed by Pitt and Georgia Tech. You've been watching coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference football on the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.